Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nicole, and for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my 37-week pregnancy update, which I did not know if I'd have time to do, so hopefully I'll get this video posted. This pregnancy has been a lot crazier than my last one and than I was anticipating, although I probably should have expected it. We are doing like a major addition to our home right now, and as usual, construction usually takes longer than you plan. So we were hoping to be done by the end of the year, which would have been a month ago, but it's looking like it's going to be another couple of weeks. So we're expecting the baby and finishing construction at the exact same time. So as you can guess, that's been a little crazy. I have been like totally MIA from all of my blog, YouTube, everything. So I am just thinking ahead and remembering how much I loved doing these videos last time, and so I want to get this out to you. So I'm gonna update you 37 weeks. I actually, this day of my pregnancy, I think it's 37 weeks and 4 days, is when I had my first, and I'm still pregnant. So I'm having a bunch of different like early labor symptoms than last time, so I just wanted to like let you know all of those and just kind of give you an update. And for any of you who may be experiencing like early labor symptoms, I love watching these videos because I just like hearing like the different options of like, or the different people's experiences. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, tell you kind of my experience. And yeah, so my last pregnancy, around the very end of 34 weeks, I started having some of these symptoms, and I would say I had like a lot more of them. I did a video on early labor, which I'll post here, and then another one on prodromal labor. I'll link both of these below. And just kind of like figuring out like what is going on. We had gone into triage a couple of times, and just had like a lot of symptoms. Contractions like on and off, like they would like get stronger, closer together. I'd be like, this is it, and then they would just stop. And so it was like really, really hard. This time I didn't really have a ton of that. This pregnancy I actually had a lot more like pelvic pain, the pubic symphysis pain, just in general like pelvic pain. I went to PT for some of it I just kind of like did stuff at home. And so that, I mean, we were living out of our home for a couple of weeks and then we came back, so I don't think that really helped with my pain. But yeah, this pregnancy has been a little bit different with that, but I did start with the Braxton Hicks like really early, I think like 26 weeks, which is how it was last time, and they've slowly like increased, and now they're like super, super intense. The past few weeks they've been that way. So last week, just to give you a little bit of backtracking, 36 weeks and a couple of days, I was having contractions one evening, and they were like kind of every 10 minutes, and they were definitely more painful than Braxton Hicks, but they weren't like super painful. And I just remember like kind of laying around that evening. My husband took care of Bennett, and I just was resting and, you know, went to bed. I woke up a couple times throughout the night with like kind of more cramping contractions. Then I like woke up at 4:45, and it was 4:44. I remember I looked at the clock, and I was having a contraction, and it was definitely painful. It wasn't like excruciating pain, but it was definitely like cramping and painful, and just not like I can't sleep through it. So I'm like, okay, like, do I have to pee? Because sometimes you have to like pee when you have those contractions. And so got up, went to the bathroom, got back in bed, and they were coming like every 10 minutes, and I could not sleep. So I got up and I was timing them, and that was 4:44, and then by like, I mean, fast forward by like 6-ish, they were every like 5 to 7 minutes. And my last labor, if you have not seen that video, I will link it here, but my first son came pretty quickly once labor started, after all of these symptoms. So my doctors were kind of like, you know, most people we say, you know, every 5 minutes come in, but they had told me every 6 to 8. So at this point we had called my mother-in-law, and she was coming over, and we were going to go in. I wanted to talk to the doctor. I called to talk to the doctor to ask, and she was like in a labor, so they're like, just come in if they told you to come in. So yeah, we went in, got checked, nothing, like not dilated or anything like that, so they sent me home. And then my mother-in-law had my son, so I just like rested the whole day, and the contractions totally fizzled out. Last time that experience happened on and off so many times, like it was like multiple times that they were starting and stopping. And so it was confusing, and then my water broke, which is what sent us into the hospital. That was like the final, like, okay, now we know to go. So this time I've had a lot of the Braxton Hicks. They're a lot more intense. They're not like always super painful. So I'm almost wondering if like maybe if my pelvis is like slightly misaligned or something, if that can cause pain with contractions. I don't know. So anyways, that was Monday. Or Tuesday morning is when we went in, and then they kind of fizzled out after that. By Saturday I was having a few more. Saturday I was 37 weeks and I was having a few more like painful cramping contractions, but I had had a busy day, and so I just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like doctors teach you to just like ignore your body. But I was just like getting to the point where I was like, whatever, like this isn't it. And then I've watched a couple of labor videos since then, two in particular, where both people were like timing their contractions and they're like, these aren't super painful, I don't know if I should go in, kind of the exact dialogue that I have. And then like the one ended up getting to the hospital with, because her water broke, then she ended up getting to the hospital with like 5 minutes. Like they got her pants off and the baby came out. Like she didn't get any IV, she didn't get checked, like nothing. And then the other one, she got there and she was like 8 centimeters. So it just kind of like was a good reminder to me that, you know, you need to like just trust your body. And last time for me, like they told me in triage, they told me, you know, you'll be writhing in pain, you won't be able to talk through it. And for me, like that didn't really happen until like right before he was delivered, because he was born so quickly after my water broke. So I think it's just hard. It's hard to know, but I think for me, like the painful ones that I was having last Monday night and Tuesday morning, I would definitely go in again for that, because I feel like that's kind of how it felt for me last time, but it just was like start and stop. And she had told me, the doctor told me, I actually saw her the next day in the office because I had my appointment then. She said there's a lot of reasons for that. One, you could be in early labor, which I want to talk about because I've had a couple more like early labor symptoms. Two, the baby's head might not be like perfectly aligned with your pelvis, and so like it may start contracting and trying to like get the baby down, and then the baby's not like in the right spot, so then it just kind of like stops and fizzles out. Or overdoing it, being dehydrated. There could be so many like reasons why that could happen. So anyways, so that was like helpful to hear, because I feel like last time I had that and nobody really told me like, why am I having this? This time I was like, excuse me, why am I having these? Like someone needs to tell me something. So anyways, so I have had a couple more like early labor symptoms this past week. I lost my mucus plug in a couple different times throughout like 2 days. So that, I know that can happen. That can happen like really early on and not mean anything. But usually if it happens like now, it means your cervix is changing, whether it's like softening or thinning or dilating. So that happened. And then I also had this one experience, which I did research, and it said it was very like, it was a normal sign of like early labor. We ate dinner, and then all of a sudden I got like, a little bit after dinner, I got like super nauseous, which I do remember this with my last one, and I talked about it in one of my 2 videos. I can't remember if it was the early labor or the prodromal labor video, but I got like super nauseous. And last time I was sitting in like the reclining baby chair and like, you know, being so pregnant, like couldn't really jump up, and I was just like, Eric, get me a trash can. This time I was like standing up, so I like, you know, ran and grabbed the trash can, and obviously I would run to the bathroom if I felt like I was about to throw up. But I got really, really, really nauseous, and then I started shaking like crazy. And so I ended up laying in bed, trash can beside me, and I like got under the covers even though I wasn't cold, and just like laid there and was like, what is going on? Like, is something wrong? And it stopped after a couple minutes. The shaking stopped. I did look it up, and it said like it's very like that can like shaking is a very like common part of early labor. So like it usually indicates like a lot of like hormones being released. So I don't know what that was. Like if it was that, I don't experience that normally. So, but that was a couple days ago still. So I don't know. Early labor I know can stretch on for like, they say a week or 2. So back to like being like, what is going on? And I don't know why my body takes so long to get through this process, and then like just shoots the baby out like real quick. So we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, that experience was apparently very normal. And the other thing that I've experienced this time, which I don't remember as much last time, but I think I have more on my plate this time with the construction and having a toddler and just having the dynamic of like we have to wait for somebody to come to then go to the hospital and just that stress. But I've been like so emotional, like so emotional. And I do remember this last time, and I talk about this in my prodromal labor video, because coping with that feeling of like the baby's coming, oh no he's not, the baby's coming, oh no he's not, like just that, like it's better that he stays in because I'm still early, but yet I keep thinking he's coming, so I want him to come. Just coping with that like back and forth. I talked about that before, and this time I've been trying to like just push through, and like, you know, now I'm 37 weeks. I've actually, this whole pregnancy, I've been praying to make it to 38 weeks because I figured construction would be done, which it won't be by the end of this week, but it'll be closer. But I've been praying to make it to 38 weeks, and then like now I'm just like, okay, never mind, like I want the baby. But it is better that the baby stays in there till 38 weeks. Bennett did have some issues, like, you know, after he was born, and I don't know, they weren't like super big problems, like if everything was fine, he was a healthy baby, but just like jaundice and reflux and all these things that they say like 37 weekers like aren't exactly full term, even though some people consider it full term, but the hospital called it a 37 weeker, and so that they say those are like some of the things that you experience then. So I know it's better to make it to 37 to 38 weeks, but it's just been hard waiting. So yeah, so I've been just like, you know, going to bed every night just expecting to like wake up in my water break, because that's how it happened last time, but I know it might be totally different this time. The other thing that I have been experiencing a lot of is just like downward pelvic pressure. Like it literally feels like the baby's trying to like punch out of me, which is why I'm so terrified my water's gonna break anywhere I go. I actually just went to Costco today. I told my husband, I was like, I can't just keep like sitting around acting like this baby's about to come out. Like I need to like live my life. I need to like go grocery shopping. And he's like, okay, but it better not put you in labor. Like, and I was afraid of my water breaking there, but I made it through Costco and unloaded everything. And now we're like prepped for the baby. So this time I actually did make some more freezer meals, which I'm really excited about. And we have like a bunch of stuff stocked from Costco for like lunches and stuff. So hopefully it'll be good. But yeah, so anyways, I have my 37 week, I guess, appointment today, this afternoon, so we'll see what they say there, and I will definitely show you guys some like belly shots. I have not taken like any bump pictures this time because of all the construction, I guess. I don't know, like last time I took one every week, and I did hate taking them. Like I hated like getting dressed and, you know, finding the spot. Our house right now is small, which is why we're doing the addition, and so we don't really have like a lot of good spots to take pictures or do videos. Like I'm sitting in my bed right now because the other room is like right next to all the construction. So yeah, so it's just like you can hear like all the construction and they can hear you. It's a very thin like wall, separator wall. Yeah, so anyways, 37 weeks. I don't know if I'm in early labor, just like last time, but it's weird. I always thought I'd have the second one sooner. Like I thought you have the second one earlier than the first one, but apparently I'm making it longer, so we'll see. Although I did always question with the first if my due date was right. They had changed it twice, and so maybe I will have him like around the same time. But yeah, I'm glad we made it through my son's birthday, and we had like a little birthday party for him, but we were able to like celebrate it at least a little and not have them on the same day. I was like, I would be fun, but I just wanted them to have separate days. So we'll see, and I will definitely keep you guys updated. I'm going to try and vlog my labor like I did last time, and maybe even a little bit more, but we'll see. Otherwise I'll definitely share a birth story, and I do want to share some videos in the future about like my health conditions in pregnancy, EDS and Chiari, and maybe even POTS, because I've had a lot of questions in the comments and like messages about like how those have affected my pregnancy, and I definitely have, you know, a lot of experience now with two, of course my personal experience, but I want to share those in the future too. So definitely subscribe if you have not, and give this video a like. I would really appreciate that, appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time.